And I know you guys want to see some pulls, so let's go ahead and do that right now. This is my 2019 Golf GTI. It's 6-speed with some bolt-ons and full 85. For this mini build series, we'll be swapping the turbo on the car to a hybrid IS38. This will also include supporting mods like upgraded fueling, cooling, and finishing off with a dyno tune session. For this episode, we'll be focusing on the cooling aspect, removing our current front mount intercooler, and replacing it with a much larger factory mount unit. So here's a little bit of how that went. Enjoy! Alright, so we got the car parked. We're going to go ahead and pop the hood open, and we're going to jack up the vehicle. Underneath, we're going to remove our belly pan. That way we can successfully remove the front bumper. Once the belly pan is removed, we're also going to remove the front grille. Going to be very careful when I pop this out because it does have a sensor attached to it. Normally you would disconnect the sensor, but for the sake of not having to recalibrate it, I'm going to leave it intact. So we can move our front bumper there, and popping out the side clips on both sides and removing the bolts. Once the bumper is off, we're going to go ahead and remove the grille support. And don't mind me, I'm recording with one hand and taking off the screw with the other hand. We're going to pop off these plastic tabs right here and lift and remove out of place. We're going to go ahead and set that down. Disconnecting the front horns. It's a little bit tricky at first, you know, you try to use the thumb and think that you can pull it off that way. You kind of can, but it's a lot easier if you just get like a flathead screwdriver. Yes. And you just tilt it back. Doing that will release the latch, and then you can slide it off properly. Cool, got that loose. Charge pipes, and cooler piping, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that's off. You can see the CTS intercooler. It was rubbing. Look out, guys, whenever you install the front mount intercoolers, it was rubbing on this screw. Yeah. There's your OEM ports there. And you can see the stock intercoolers right here. Still plugged in, stock, front mount. Gonna get ready to take this one off this side here. Cool, we got that unbolted. The last one is gonna be up over here, so we're gonna get to that in just a moment. For now, we'll just slip off this side here. Cool. All right, ready? So from my intercooler, see the size of that. Majesty and Magic, super huge. Look at this, to give you an idea. And then the stock one right there. So this one's rated for up to 450 horsepower. CTS direct mount would be rated up to 600 horsepower, which would be roughly the size of this here. This one's, I think, it's a little bit thicker than the CTS one, so. So much thicker. The CTS is a pretty thick one, but it's just small, short. So we gotta basically fit this thing where this little thing would fit. So this is gonna be quite an adventure now. Try to get all that bolted up. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, here's a quick glimpse. I had to use all these Amazon boxes to support the bottom here. AC condenser is out, kind of swayed away. Radiator is here, supported by these Amazon boxes. Shout out Amazon. So we're gonna slip the intercooler in here and try to put everything back and see how that goes. Need to transfer these bottom grommets. Just slip them on. Should be good now. Should be good to go. Oh, these things that you take off from the side of the intercooler, slide on like so. Let me get this bolted up, guys. Alright, so now we're underneath the car and check this bad boy out. Intercooler is in, it's right here. We have our stock intercooler piping that we're going to mount up right there. So we're gonna try this out. Stock intercooler piping and clamps. We're gonna try that out and see if it works. Hopefully it'll hold boost or max boost and then it won't slip off. So the other side is already plugged up. We just need to do this side now. Tighten this down, plug that one in, tighten it down, take it for a test run, see if it holds max boost. If it does, perfect. If not, then we have to, you know, see alternative options here. So what's going on here? Basically the MST intake airbox housing, whatever you want to call it, doesn't fit with the new, let me set that down. It doesn't fit with the new intercooler because the intercooler basically pushes everything back towards the firewall. So there's not enough clearance on this little corner. You can kind of see where it's been like rubbing. So there's not enough clearance for it to properly seat down. So somebody got the bangers out there. So I went ahead and switched over to the factory airbox, which luckily does have just enough clearance, as you can see how this got pushed back right there. So it fits. I just bolted up the clamps in the rear and here, so looking good. Now we're just gonna put this plastic piece back here, little inlet scoop. Put that there, put the radiator hose mounted on top, put this there, and we should be good to go for a test run. Kind of sucks because I do love the extra swishy noises from the MST intake. Just, you know, fitment issues right now, but you know, something to worry about for I guess future use. Luckily the stock airbox fits, so that's my main concern. As long as I'm able to drive the car efficiently, it should be fine. Later on I'll figure out a workaround for the MST inbox. Air intake inbox. Very funny. So let's go ahead and get this sucker back in place. We'll take it for a test run. Oh yeah, check engine light, boys. All right, and welcome back. So here it is. It's funny to see how it looks now. I was so used to like the front mount, you know, right there, just kind of like protruding right behind that grill. But now it feels like there's just so much space between that barrier right there. But I actually am digging the look a lot more now. It kind of reminds me of when obviously I was, you know, stock with no intercooler, so I really like that. It's very low key, guys. Very, very low key. It's got this sleeper look to it, so that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and pop the hood for you, and we'll take a look and see what's going on. All right, so we're popping the hood. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Oh, hang on. This is gonna bug me. So here it is, and I lied, guys. I was gonna do the stock airbox, but honestly I had it on for about like half a day and it was just way too quiet for me. I missed the swishy sound, so I went ahead and put back the MST intake on there. It took a little bit of fabrication to make it fit and work out, but we managed to figure it out, and now it's fits pretty snug. If you look at it, still got a little bit of play here, which is good. You know, you want to have a little bit of room, a little bit of flexibility there. But overall it is good. So this is it now. You can take a look at that. So clean. Love it. So no more from my intercooler. The new one is basically tucked in. You guys know where the stock intercooler is, tucked in right here. You can kind of see a portion of it right there. Basic, if you don't know, with the aftermarket intercoolers, because they're thicker, it basically pushes everything back towards the firewall. There's good things and bad things about that. I'd say more cons, if anything. Obviously the space or the amount of room here is going to be affected, so you basically have to be very careful as to like when you put things back, making sure that no hoses or wires or whatever is being rubbed up against part of like the engine. For example, you can't see it here, but this, like the belt, if you were to go straight down, you see that gray cord right there. It's too dark, camera can't pick it up. But basically the radiator connection there, it was super close to rubbing on the belt. So I took note of that and obviously did a little more fabrication to basically push it back towards the bumper versus the firewall. So that gave it a little bit more clearance, and now I am not worried about it rubbing up against, you know, the belt there. Whenever you do like hard shifts or acceleration, the engine kind of flexes a little bit, especially because I'm on stock mounts. So yeah, but overall it's looking good. I did do a couple pulls in this thing already, and so far it has been holding up just fine. Boost holds fine all the way to red line, or you know, my shifting points, so looking good there. Intercooler hoses has not popped off, so I'm super happy for that. We are managing to use the factory ones, so I love that. Save a few extra dollars there. Maybe later on, if I do have issues with the stock ones, I will go ahead and, you know, upgrade to some silicone ones, more like durable. But for now, I'm getting away with the stock ones. So yeah, if you want to give that a try, you can too. Save some money, guys. Man, I love this intake. Let's do a couple pulls for you. Now to the untrained eye, whenever I pull up to a car meet, it looks like it's, you know, factory. We got no intercooler. You know, for the people who like to say they have no intercoolers, I don't know if people do that, but yeah. And I know you guys want to see some pulls, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Love that white silver color. Let's go. Awesome. All right, cool. So there you have it, guys. I did a couple pulls. Everything holds fine. So far, I love the intercooler. It is really nice. It's a pretty good bang for buck. They have gotten a little bit more expensive over the years, but it's still one of the cheaper options when you compare it to, you know, unitronic, APR intercoolers, like direct fit intercoolers and stuff like that. So, you know, it's still like the cheaper option. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, definitely, you know, make sure to like and subscribe because it helps me out. Stay tuned for episode 2. We might be doing the manifold next and fueling, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, drop them down below. And yeah, peace. Take it easy.